West Ham have just beaten Newcastle 3-1. Nuno's first win as a manager, West Ham's first home win of the season, and our third home win of the year. And it don't get more West Ham than that. When you write something, when we think we're not going to do anything, like last year under Lopetegui, when we didn't think we was going to do anything against Newcastle, we go and beat them 3-1 and batter them. Domination.
I know, mate. I'm a bit like, yeah. I think once the starting lineup come out, I think there was a bit of confidence going around. That you see people on social media, and we was in the group chat and that, and you can just tell that was the starting lineup that we've been asking for. And boy, did it work. Everyone today, was on point. Yeah, there was little mistakes, but look, we can forget about them. What we done today. Potts and Fernandez today were unbelievable. The way they was breaking up the play, especially in that second half, in the times when we needed them. And then Luke, as we said on Friday, if you've got two players like that in your midfield, it allows Lucas Paqueta to have that free role. And he just done what he done best. He was looking for the ball today. He was holding on to the ball. He was playing the right passes at the right time. And everyone just worked their socks off today, even going 1-0 down. You think is your luck we're going to have our luck today because Bowen hits the post with a great strike, and then 26 seconds later we're 1-0 down, and you think to yourself, is it going to be just one of them games? But no, fair play to the boys, fair play to Nuno, fair play to everyone today. It's a great victory over a decent team.
Yeah, no, spot on, mate. And to get to it, and there's so many positives. It frustrates me a little bit because I just feel like we could have seen this team against Brentford and against Leeds, but hopefully, like, that's it now. Like, he's got it. Potts is established in the team. Fernandez is established, and we start to see this week in, week out. And there just seemed to be. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that fight in the team. We see it today. Like, we just look like a team defeated. There was no effort, even to Debo, and we've like slated to Debo. That's probably his best ever performance in a West Ham shirt for me. I thought he was class.
Yeah. I think him and Kilman today got their positioning right. They were sticking their head where they don't usually stick their head. It looked like they wanted to get involved today. Wan-Bissaka down the right. Diouf, at first I thought, he started off a bit shaky, Diouf, but once he got settled into the game, he was brilliant. But yeah, I agree, mate. I think Todibo and Kilman today was, up there with probably their top performances since signing for the club. They were both, even Areola today, everything he was doing, he's punching, he's catching, everything was spot on. And sometimes you just need everything to click. And we've had a poor start to the season. Look, there's still a lot of work to do. Next week against Burnley is a cup final. So we win that game. It still doesn't take us out of the bottom three, but it draws us level on points.
Well, I think if we win by 2 goals, I think it does take us out the bottom three, 2 or 3 goals. So if we beat them 3 by 3 goals, it puts us on -8, puts them -10. So 2 goals, I think, puts us -9. Yeah, so
I think
we've got.
I'll be honest. I'll just take a 1-0. I just want to win that game. But today, look, going 1-0 down, it was a great strike from Murphy. Great finish. But then our heads didn't drop, and then you look at the way we got back into the game, and you just look at Paqueta's equaliser. You've got to give full credit to Fernandez for recycling the second ball, headering it down to him, and then Paqueta takes the shot. And look, the power beat the goalkeeper. People were saying the keeper should have done better. He couldn't see it. I don't care if he should have done better. Like, all I care is it goes in the back of the net. And it was a great great finish, great strike from Paqueta, and it gets us back in the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing now, is this has to be the standard now. Like, that should build a lot of confidence, especially like that home curse is gone. We got that first win under Nuno. That has to be it, where we kick on now, and hopefully we see this Paqueta, and it just shows you play Paqueta in his proper position. You don't stick him as a false 9. Play him in his proper position, and you'll see good things. And it's so funny. It's like, when it was against Forest, there was all rumours and talks of Paqueta leaving and going to Villa, right? And then he put in an amazing performance and scored against Forest. Now we had the same thing, all the speculation on Paqueta, and then he comes out and puts that and scores a goal. Maybe we need this before every game, because I want to see this Paqueta every week.
Yeah, maybe we should just start rumours a couple of days before the game and just get him firing on all cylinders. But no, I mean, another player I've got to give a lot of credit for today was Callum Wilson. The way he led the line on his own, absolutely bullied their two centre-backs, backing into them. It was a great performance from Callum Wilson. It's just a shame he just couldn't get that goal today against his former club. But look, I think today it weren't about who scores. It was about just getting the win. And I mean, just before half time, a bit of luck goes our way, with the own goal. Wan-Bissaka down the right, puts the ball in, and Botman, is it Botman, isn't it? Yeah, Botman sticks it in his own goal.
I was mate. I didn't know whether to laugh or to cheer. Like, I was the funniest fucking thing.
I didn't know laugh or cheer or cry. I think I was just so happy. I just couldn't. I just think the way the last few games have gone, when we went 1-0 down so early on after 4 minutes, you think, is it going to be that day? But even today, even with the corners, we wasn't troubled from any of their corners, and we was winning first balls all the time. And as I says, Ariola's punching and Kilman and Tadibo winning the headers, and it was just and Bowen just doing what Bowen does best, just trying to run down the time, keep hold of the ball, and it's a great win, mate. And the goal at the end, I mean, before that, I mean, Potts, could have, absolutely gutted for him. You see what it meant to him, and then the camera kept going to his dad on the bench, and it would have been an unbelievable moment for him. But look, if he keeps
he knew, like. Because I was like looking, we're cheering and going, why the fuck ain't he like smiling? Why ain't he happy? And it's like, because he knew it was offside. But do you know what pisses me off about that? It was literally like that much. We're talking that much. And that's not what football should be. And they said they was going to move away from that. And you got to see some daylight. But when you're doing like millimeters for offside, I think that's anti-football.
It's what the commentator said in it. If Souček's a size 11 instead of size 13, he's onside. I agree. I mean, but look, if Potts keeps playing that well and gets himself in them positions, he'll get goals like that all season. So it was but that was the key for me. I said last week that I want to see Nuno go back to basics, go just back to a back four and just play the holding midfielders in front of him that can protect the back four. And they've done that. Fernandes today, the way you see how frustrated Joe Linton was, because every time he got that ball today, Fernandes was just on him. He was just nicking the ball off of him, and Potts was doing the same as well to Tonali. It was just, that's what we want to see. And they've been, that was Potts' first start for the club, and to chuck him in against a midfield like that with the talent they've got was always going to be a big challenge for him. And he stepped up, and he's he can walk off proud today. He got man of the match, and rightly so. I think it was between him and probably Lucas Paqueta for me, but. Brilliant. Yeah. I'm just so happy for Nuno as well, because you see the joy, how happy he was, and all the backroom staff, and maybe he's learned a lesson. Maybe it took him them 2 games to, he knows he's made mistakes, but look, what's happened in the past is in the past. It can only affect the future now, can't he? So going forward, we should be seeing that starting lineup week in, week out, barring any injuries.
Yeah. No, he did. He has to take a lot of credit. He's rightly taken criticism in the past 2 games, but now he takes the credit with the lineup, the subs. We was looking, when we see like Souček coming on, we was both saying, I hope he's coming on for Wilson, like to stick him up front. Because if they would have took Potts off or Fernandes off for Souček, that would have been a disaster. But they put him up front. And, he ended up going and getting his goal, which is, great. And he just tried to see it out a bit, and which I was a bit like, maybe just keep the pressure on. But with how little that they were creating, it just made it even harder for him when he did bring on the extra defender and that. So, he's got it spot on today. And hopefully, like I said, he's got it now. He knows the formula, and we can kick on. But every player deserves credit, and it's always a good thing as a West Ham fan when you can't sit there and say, but he was shit. There's no one you can say that for. So get a bit of belief, a bit of team spirit.
Yeah, I think the Soucek sub. I mean, if we'd have had another striker on the bench, like maybe Fulkrug, or if we'd have had Marshall, on the bench, that might have been a like for like. But yeah, Soucek come on, and then obviously he brought Walker Peters on towards the end just to shore it up. They want to get that first win. I'm sure he would have been happy to settle for that 2-1, but to get 3-1 at the end, I thought the ref was going to rule it out for something. I don't know the way that day went, but I knew
every
that
decision went their way. Every decision went their way, pretty much. Every single decision. And it's like, I'm thinking, they're going to do everything they can to rule this out. I thought the ref was a bit poor. Obviously, the penalty, they get the penalty shout, which he does touch the ball when it comes off him. But yeah, is it clear and obvious? It's tough, it's harsh. Like, it just seemed like everything weren't going our way. It was going their way.
Look, the penalty... you look at it and he has caught Bowen, but he has got the ball first. So it's the impact after. So it's the right decision at the end of the day. And I know, like, on another day, you think, everything's just going against us. But that's what I'm saying. I just love the character today of every player out there. They was willing to fight for each other. Even like when you see, like, I don't know if you see it at the end, when Lucas Paqueta got booked, when he kicked the ball away, and as he was jogging back, and you got young Freddie Potts screaming at him, saying, "Get out, get in position." That's what I like. That's what I love about that team.
Captain material.
Yeah, no, it's just like, it's just a great performance all round. And plus,
it's crazy because where's Potts been like all season under Potter, under Nuno? Where has he been? He was good in pre-season.
Yeah,
and it's just I just don't know.
We've been saying that all season. Why ain't he been getting a chance? He's only been getting bits of games, but I just think that to keep, like, when you look at their midfield with Joe Linton, Tonali, and Bruno, what's his name?
Guimaraes.
Guimaraes, yeah. Because his name completely went out of my head then. Like, you look at them, and that's what I'm saying. Them two had to go up against that quality.
That's one of the strongest midfields in the league.
Yeah. You don't see much more stronger midfields than that. And you see Eddie Howe's reaction at half time when he made 3 subs, and he's used all his subs, and he's taking off players. He's brought on Harvey Barnes, he's brought on Alangi, and it's not working for him. And even every ball they're playing through is going out of play. And sometimes you look back and you look at their moments, and you think it is going to be our day today. So it's one of them. Look, we're still not out of trouble. We know that, and people can say, "Oh, don't overreact." But when you've had 2 home wins all year, you've got to enjoy these moments. What's the point of moaning about the defeats all the time, and you can't enjoy the wins? So let's just enjoy this tonight. We've got a rest now. We've got a big, massive game next Saturday against Burnley, and just before the international break. So yeah, it's all to play for. All to play for next week now.
I would say this is it will be all for nothing if we go and lose to Burnley. Like we have to beat Burnley, and we said this. If I had the choice of lose to Newcastle, beat Burnley, I would do it that way because we can't be giving them points on us, and this is a really good chance. Like, if we lose that game, then they're 6 points clear of us, so we have a chance to close the gap and go level on points, and that we cannot turn that down. We have to, that performance today, but even more. I want the players to give more. It's cup final settings.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I totally agree. And as we said, minimum 4 points out of the next 2 games, and we could end it with 6 if we beat Burnley. So it's better than what we was expecting. So I'm 100%, taking it. I'm going to enjoy the result tonight. It's been it's hard to sit there sometimes and watch West Ham when they're 2-1 up, because you always feel like, the way it's gone, you could see Newcastle equalising and probably going to get a winner, but not today, because our boys stood up tall and done us proud, and all 3 points are staying in East London, and it's good, it's nice. And I know we're going to talk more about the game tomorrow on Post-Match Pint, and I'm sure it'll be a lot happy on Post-Match Pint, but look, there's still, obviously, we see the images after on Sky with the protests, the sit-in, so that's happening. And it's good. It's good. Just because we won, it don't stop. So all day, good round, a good day all round.
It shows we're serious. It shows we're not fickle. Shows we stand on. And it seemed like there was a lot of fans sitting in, which is good. So the sitting's going to go well. There were so many people going, well, what if we're getting battered? People are going to walk down. So best of both worlds, right? We get to fucking win and have a good win, and then the fans stay for the protest. So yeah, buzzing for that. And just, all round, it's just night and day. Like the last time we did this instant match reaction, mate, you just think how we was on there and we coming on.
Yeah. And I'll go back to what you said at the beginning of the show. I mean, if we would have started this team against Brentford and Leeds, I'm pretty confident we wouldn't have lost both them games. But yeah, it's a massive win, mate. And yeah, let's just enjoy it. Let's just enjoy it.
Yeah. This is it. Listen, we're not getting carried away. We're not thinking that everything's fixed, but we're going to live in the moment and enjoy it. It was the same thing when we was winning, and people were saying to us, "Don't get carried away. You can still win." It's like, let me live in a time where West Ham are winning a game of football.
Yeah,
we'll worry about tomorrow's problems tomorrow. Today, we've smashed Newcastle 3-1.
Yeah, and it's rightly deserved as well. We were the better team. I think Newcastle fans will even tell you that we're the better team on the day. We've obviously caught them on a bad day, which is good for us. And yeah, I think the character we showed from going 1-0 down to end up winning that game 3-1 and dominating it. Second half, I think Newcastle dominated a bit more, but they had no real clear-cut chances. So I think they had one on target in the second half. So that'd do up.
Exactly, mate. So listen, happy days. Like Ryan said, we're going to be going into more detail, really diving into things tomorrow and have a proper chat on post-match pint. I believe it's a full house tomorrow. So yeah, looking forward to that. Nicky should be doing fan cams. I don't know if he's going to be trying to capture some in the sit-in and filming the sit-in. But it looked like there was a lot of people staying for the sit-in. So hopefully Nicky can get some stuff in there. So look out for the fan cams. And yeah, PMP tomorrow. So listen, enjoy it, West Ham. We're going to really enjoy this. We'll be back for Burnley. International break now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck, how good does it feel to be going into an international break on a win? Or did we do that after Forest?
No. International breaks after the Burnley game. So we've got Burnley next Saturday.
Burnley, then international. Okay, okay. Burnley, then international break. All right, we can still... Okay. Burnley, bring it on. Let's have it. So thank you all so much for watching. Please check out OK Jerseys, 15 quid shirts, 8% off code Nicky. And do please hit the like button on your way out. Thank you all for watching. One thing left to say. Come on, you Lions.